Ghost and Flash and Ignite all the time when I play Crystal Scar. So
I prefer Ghost if I can use it, but just Revive is so much better I don't get to. But I really like Ghost. At the loading screen.
Yeah, Ghost is underappreciated.
Yep. And as Chobra said earlier when we were in the game lobby, this is LUMFMuffins versus Mini Ritz crackers, delicious snack food. And we have LUMFMuffins on the top side of this screen here. Gerblic playing as Alistar, Tailsz playing as Varus, MopBuckets playing as Blitzcrank, Xortberg playing as Singed, and Fureox playing as Trundle. I'm Gandair, casting with me is...
Chobra here, and on the bottom we have Mini Ritz sandwiches. We have TTiger on Fizz, JewishRatt on Jax, ChesusChrist on Hecarim, ItzAJackel on Akali, and Valzek on Sion.
One team has distinctively more legs than the other team. I'd be really curious to see how this plays out. I'm kind of excited to see Akali as a pick. She doesn't get picked too often in Dominion. I do like her dive ability a lot. I feel like Akali would be a good way to deal with Ezreal's because of her ability to jump over the entire damn fight. But I also don't think she'd be able to secure Ezreal kills. I know there's not an Ezreal in the game, but this is just a thought that I've always had about Akali. But I think that if she can chase him out of a fight, or chase any other champ, like let's say Varus in this particular instance, Akali's ability to dive for an enemy champ is really good, although she might not be able to necessarily secure that kill. She might keep them out of a fight long enough for her teammates to be able to kind of clean things up without having to deal with whoever their heavy hitter is, assuming they're a fragile heavy hitter like someone like Varus, Kate, Ezreal, etc. So I'm really going to be watching her this game, and over on the other side, I'm seeing a Varus and a Trundle pick, and those both make me raise my eyebrow a little bit. I mean, Varus has excellent range. I feel like he can do a really good job with disruption from distance, but I don't see a lot of Trundle. I feel like he suffers a little bit the way that Garen does, where he just doesn't have any sort of range. He just kind of has to run up on you, and if you got minions or guys on your team, you know, he can zone a little bit with the pillar filth, but I'm really not too convinced of his overall viability. We will have to let it play out. Chobra, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Trundle. I love juggling Trundle when I play Summoner's Rift. I think his pillar is, it's kind of say the same thing as Swain's Never Move. It's great, but it's not as reliable. Obviously, it's highly dependent on positioning, but you can definitely trap people pretty well. You can funnel people, and especially with just the small alleyways. You see, oh my, these pings! But the small alleyways on the Crystal Scar, I think it could definitely help if they're going to try to like catch people in the paths. It's also going to be pretty good for fighting at the tower. You can kind of zone it out. I mean, there's not that much space around the tower.
Whoa,
so
seeing Hecarim going bottom with Boots of Mobility, that's a very odd pairing. I feel like bottom you're going to be in combat a lot. Boots of Swiftness might be a better option down there. Everyone else heading up to the windmill right there. Looks like Akali is going to get up here first, though.
You know, Kelly puts down that soul shot. It's going to get pulverized, but it did slow the enemy team just a tad bit. Alistar goes right ahead with the headbutt, and now Varus is going to be the one channeling, and it's going to go a little bit back and forth. Oh, but Akali gets grabbed by Blitzcrank, and there's the uppercut. Akali does survive for the time being, and they're actually focusing down Varus completely away from the fight. Meanwhile, Akali does begin the channel on the tower. Blitzcrank also running really low. Hecarim has made his way up here already, which is allowing Singed to push really hard against that bottom boneyard, and Hecarim may get taken out here, we'll see, but Akali is channeling and not going to get disrupted until that grab comes out from Blitzcrank.
Excellent grab by MopBuckets. Yeah, Hecarim coming up here, trying to make a fast play up for the top, going for an easy sweep up at the windmill, but getting deflected, and down at the bottom, though, Singed was able to secure that point very quickly. Not sure about that move there. I feel like the fight was a little bit too drawn out for that play to be effective.
Ooh, and Akali gets taken out by Alistar, coming right back in with the headbutt. It was the attempt. I can see why it would happen and why it would look like a good idea. But like you said, yeah, the fight took a little bit too long, and they had a bit of a chase going on back and forth, which really didn't benefit either team. And then, of course, LUMFMuffins comes with the cap here at the Boneyard, and Singed now able to defend the Boneyard quite well. Top still hasn't been taken, but the shutdown goes down against Jax. and now the LUMFMuffins do kind of have free reign at this windmill.
Valzek at the bottom, forcing position by cutting in behind that point, forcing Singe to turn around. It's going to enable Hecarim to pick up the point back that's closest to their team. Up at the top, however, LUMFMuffins has routed another attempt at the windmill.
And red team has captured the boneyard and the quarry, so they have the 3 cap now. How much is Singe going to be able to... Oh, actually, Trundle comes in for help, and now can Hecarim defend this? Hecarim's already taking so much damage. It's going to get taken down by... Oh, it's actually going to be Trundle with the last hit there, and the ultimate from Varus is going to miss, but Sion can't really do much against all 3 people right now. He comes in with the shield, but it's going to get taken down right away, so he can't even get the AoE burst to stop Varus at the same time. The pillar blocking Sion away from Varus, and it's going to be Trundle and Singe recapping the quarry for the team.
Creep wave being pushed up to the windmill up at the top end. Blitzcrank, oh, narrowly missing Akali there with that grab. That would have been disasterific for her. She is going to eat an airborne, however, Jax is going to jump in the fight. She's going to stealth, but get revealed by that tower is going to get taken out. The tower does get neutralized by the sake of minions being there. Very close with the arrow there, Varus. Not quite enough to tag Jax with it, though, however. And Hecarim's going to go in for Alistar here, but he's going to catch Fureox coming up from the bottom. And they're going to focus Jax first. They want to get him down, largely ignoring Hecarim for the moment. They're going to pull him back, and it looks like they're going to go for him instead. No, he is going to get on away there. Trundle's going to make a chase, but isn't going to commit to that attack just yet.
Yep, I mean, they wanted to get Jax out first, but Jax had already gone past the Pillar of Filth. They had an easy grab on Hecarim. Hecarim had to use his ultimate, the Onslaught of Shadows, to escape, so that's down for the time being. Meanwhile, Sion and Singed, duking it out. Singed trying to deny that health relic away from Sion. Either way, though, Singed is just having a bit of a more superior time right now because Sion's going for AD. So early game, he just really can't do much against the Singe. Here comes Jax, though, to assist in this fight, and there's the Ignite going down. Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage onto Singe. He's going to get taken down, and they are going to attempt to cap this, but Singe coming back with the Revive, and this is why Revive is so great on the Crystal Scar. He's going to be able to interrupt it before the neutralize happens, and actually throws Sion back. Sion's now forced to take some tower damage, and they're trying to just trade off in between Jax and Sion to neutralize this tower before engaging onto Singe. We'll see if it comes out beneficial. Jax might be going down here. He doesn't have a poison tick on him, and he's able to leap strike out of the tower range, but really dangerous for him right now.
Hero tower barely alive down there. Singe doing a good job of keeping it. Minions strong, and poison also very strong. Alistar down at the bottom now, and here Valzek is going to try and get on out of there, but he eats the airborne and the knockback right in the bushes. Singe, give him that fling, Singe! Oh, it looks like he is going to get away just fine. However, the fight at the windmill moved over towards the refinery while all of that is going on, and it looks like Tailsz is going to get chased away from that fight. MopBuckets, low on health, is going to hang back to defend right there. ChesusChrist getting caught between Fureox and Tit. Wow, killed right in the middle of that Shadow Dash there. Now Cheesus is retreating up to this top point, and the Blitzcrank grab misses with it, but Fureox is relentlessly hunting this guy down. And he's going to try and turn around. He's going to try and make a play for the other direction. Varus is right there with an arrow, and Alistar lands the damage to put him in the dirt. There was a great bait by Fizz earlier, dodging a Blitzcrank grab with his untargetable pole dance thing. I forget what it's called. Playful Trickster? Something maybe that ability?
Yep.
Yeah, I got one right. I don't even play Fizz. I'm really proud of that. And Fureox over here, he's going to see TTiger, and he's going to get... He's just going to back off there. Oh, nice grab by Blitzcrank. Pillar of Filth goes down to kind of cut off that retreat path a little bit. She is going to drop that stealth, and she's going to try and finish bursting down Blitzcrank, who doesn't have a significant mana barrier quite yet. Fizz is going to dash on away, but Trundle, instead of chasing him, is going to turn back around. He wants to go for Akali instead. Hecarim over here trying to interrupt this fight. Akali jumps through the wall, dives straight for Varus, just like I was talking about earlier on, having that ability to dive for the softer targets. Good play there, was able to assist in taking him out, however she fell as well. TTiger is getting chased away there, and Gerblic looks like he might get taken down by JewishRatt here. Jax, does he have a leap strike? He does have a leap strike up. He is able to secure that, and now ChesusChrist up here trying to make a play for this tower, but I do not think he's going to be able to with Trundle up there. He's got Fizz waiting in the wings, but Fizz is really low on health. Jax is trying to make a play for the refinery, however MopBuckets is right behind him.
Yep, Trundle's just really tanky already. He has a Giant Spell on top of the Ruby Crystal, but that's an excellent shot coming out from Fizz, and then the Playful Trickster to secure that kill. Hecarim is actually going to pick it up. I was gonna say Trundle also has some decent magic resist to begin with, which is working out really well against this enemy team. Of course, Hecarim still has a lot of physical damage, but pretty much all the other damage, I mean, he doesn't have to face Sion right now, so it's gonna be all magic. Varus is gonna pick up the kill onto Fizz, but Akali is now chasing. Hecarim trying to chase too, but needs to get out of that ulti range so he doesn't get snared and probably just killed from the burst damage. They're gonna be able to get out for now, and they do have the damage buff from that objective, but Akali taking quite a bit of poke damage right now from Varus.
Yeah, Varus almost got a double kill with that arrow earlier on when he first engaged in that fight. And now Akali getting all the crowd control from Alistar there. That arrow was in flight, though, while she was in that stealth, so she's going to get taken out. Jax is just going to stop by and say hi to that tower. As he retreats, Hecarim going down, that tower's going to turn over.
Yep, Trundle has also come back up top, so Fizz is just kind of roaming around, gonna go for this Storm Shield. No one else is in the area. Blitzcrank is trying to come around. The channel will finish, but the grab, oh, it's barely gonna miss. Fizz is gonna move right out of the way and going to start heading bot, probably to help Sion here. Singed is running pretty low. He doesn't have his Insanity Potion ready just yet. Blitzcrank is following close behind, though. So Fizz needs to watch out. He's going to jump in with Playful Trickster first, and then goes in with the Trident. Gets tossed right out of tower range, and oh wow, Varus is now unstoppable. Takes down Sion. They're going to drop the chase on Fizz just for the time being. Meanwhile, top at the windmill, Gerblic running really low. It's a 3v2. ChesusChrist also running pretty low, though. Akali's going to get taken down because of this tower. No one's stopping the tower damage. JewishRatt is going to eventually go down to Trundle. A triple kill coming out on top.
Trundle with an excellent defense there. Him and Alistar, him dealing with Alistar, you know, up top against, you know, all those guys coming out on top there. Varus with an excellent play helping out bottom and going for the drill now. I don't think he's going to be able to get this neutral off, and wisely he backs right on out away from that. Doesn't want to catch that. Slow goes down right there, trying to keep things from happening. Sion is chasing. They do want a piece of Varus. Pillar doesn't really help out too much. The fear lands, and Sion's looking to get that stun. He does land it. Is Tailsz going to be able to get out of this? MopBuckets is right there, but he pulls the enemies slightly closer to him. And MopBuckets now the subject of all of the burst damage. Alistar coming in next, but it's one after another after another. A bunch of 1v3s right in a row there. Alistar getting chased up to his point, and Fureox versus JewishRatt up at the top, trying to drag it out. Nice play with the... Whoa! Good job, Fureox taking down Jax up at the top, narrowly escaping. Good Pillar of Filth play up there. However, the Refinery is going to get saved at the last second by Xortberg with a Garrison.
That was an excellent time. Garrison just saved it just long enough. It's still going to get neutralized, but now the rest of the team is able to come and hopefully stop this capture. Sion is still able to channel, though Varus not able to get any closer because of Akali, but the tower has been neutralized, so Akali is not fully invisible, and Varus putting out a ton of burst damage. Sion gets snared right after. It does proc from one champion to the next. They're going to continue chasing. No, Varus is going to smartly start channeling, just allow Blitzcrank to force Sion out of this battle and chase him all the way back, and Trundle's going to meet them halfway. There's the uppercut. Blitzcrank is going to get stunned, but Trundle's now going to chase, and either way, Sion's in a gets grabbed and gets bit by Trundle halfway.
Down at the bottom end of the map, Fizz was slowly working away at Singed down there until Alistar showed up and kind of forced him away from that point. We'll have to see the VOD to catch that exchange. JewishRatt up at the top, trying to push this creep wave a little bit, get a couple last hits in. ChesusChrist was going to go for the dive, trying to stop it before it got captured, but not quite able to. But it looks like they are going to clean that up very, very quickly. And Jackal diving in for Tailsz right there, throwing that stealth down, although that AoE hits people, even though they are stealth. And Tailsz is going to fall. Gerblic now defending 1v3, but an Alistar on a tower is a difficult piece of opposition there, and grabbing onto the tower to stop it from firing, trying to train him off of it, but they're not quite able to do so. MopBucket shows up at the top. That's more CC than anyone ever wants to have to deal with. Diving in for Gerblic right there, but Blitzcrank's out of position to be able to deliver the static field. Now that he's in range, he drops that down there. Varus shows up, helps clean this up. Successful defense for what was originally a very difficult position. The bottom of the map, though, Sion's going to eat a fling, and they are going to chase him away. Trundle is right behind him. Singed not quite looking to pop the ult and chase him right now. Looks like they're just going to keep him zoned out.
Yep, Trundle does have his frozen mallet, though, so would be able to do any sort of chase whenever he wants. And, you know, like I mentioned earlier, we're seeing the power of the Pillar of Filth, and he's actually going to stop and wait for Sion as Sion tries to chase him away and catch him mid-chase. Look at that damage coming out with the Rabbit Bite coming out from Trundle. There's the Pillar of Filth that's forcing Sion to take a certain route, but the ultimate comes out from Sion. He does have his Phantom Dancer on top of BF Sword, so that's going to be quite a bit of regen with that lifesteal buff he gets on top of the attack speed. Singe now showing up for assistance, and Trundle's now going to turn right back around. This chase is just going back and forth. Sion's ultimate's going to run out soon, though, so it won't be a fair 1v1. Akali does show up for some assistance. There's the stun from Sion. Akali does jump in, but she's barely doing any damage to Trundle. Trundle is able to turn around and just stall this fight long enough for his teammates to get here. Jax's Counter-Strike is not going to get a stun onto anyone. There's a grab from Blitzcrank, and Akali's stealth does run out. There's the static field from Blitzcrank, but the Shark did already come up, so he's going to get taken down, and Akali jumps right onto Varus. Varus not in a very good spot right now. She's able to leap right back across the wall. Jax is trying to chase, hopefully trying to get a leaf strike. He's forced to turn around, make a U-turn. Varus not in a good spot. There's the leaf strike. As a matter of fact, he gets dropped before the leaf strike happens, and that's a double kill for Akali.
Yeah, that's exactly how you want to deal with Sion. We saw Trundle, the second Sion pop that ult, Trundle just ran. If Sion is not hitting things, his ult is really not benefiting him at all, and he really dragged that out. Xortberg and Jackal having a little bit of a spat over there by the refinery, but Singe is going to go ahead and let Jackal go with MopBuckets and Tailsz back on the field there. The tower does get neutralized, but Jackal is very low on health. JewishRatt trying to drop that stun to escape, and Akali turned right around to save him. Thank you so much, Akali. I love it when people help those jump champs out like that, taking that stutter step back to let them jump to try and get to safety. However, she does get caught, unfortunately, in the jungle there. And now ChesusChrist, he's gonna go ahead and back on out of there because, you know what, there's a Blitzcrank and an Alistar and a Varus, and he might have 4 legs, but there's a robot there.
Yep, Blitzcrank just hanging out here. Pretty low health now, is going to port back to base and show up with some more stuff. ChesusChrist pretty much just not sure where to go, is looking for a chance to get to the refinery. He's going to reach it. Can he get the neutralize before Blitzcrank gets here, though? We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Alistar is caught by Sion. He's not going to be able to get the neutralize. Sion and Jax, as a matter of fact, are going to continue chasing. Trundle shows up, though, so they don't want to fight this 2v2 right now. Alistar with that CC on top of the tanky bruiser. Look at that bite coming out from Trundle, just chunks the health off of Jax, but the Pillar of Filth actually zoned on his own teammate Alistar, trying to live with his ultimate on, and it's allowing him to live for quite a while. He's so tanky right now. They take 2 kills. It's a double kill for Blitzcrank, and they're now just looking for the last one, which is Akali. She's trying to run through the brushes. I mean, they have a 3-cap, so they have the leisure of chasing these champions. There's a guaranteed grab because Akali has no escapes as of now. She tries to dash backwards to do whatever damage she can before she goes down.
Fizz low on hit points, was forced away from the tower down at bottom, and since she's going to be able to get the neutral off on this narrowly, Hecarim does show up to push him away from that. It looks like Singe is going to hang out and want to delay there a little bit while Sion goes and tries to stop the action going on at the drill, but I don't think he's going to be able to do so. Nope, it get captured right there. Fizz and Hecarim heading up there as well, although the defender's advantage is firmly in LUMFMuffins' favor right now. Sion low on hit points, Varus hunting him down. There might be bigger targets to deal with. He turns around looking for shots on Fizz. Fizz is going to go down. Alistar and Blitzcrank got that under control. Akali forced back to the summoner pad, and while Sion is going up there for Windmill, they do have the drill, and a couple people are going to branch off to deal with that. Bottom's still firmly in control for mini Ritz Crackers. MopBuckets taking some damage here. JewishRatt, though, between enemy champs, a Pillar of Filth, some minions, not a good place to be. Alistar up at the top, dealing with this neutral tower.
Yep, Sion did get the neutralize, but he's running so low. He does pick up the health relic. How much is that going to help him survive? He does have his ultimate, but even then, just with the pure crowd control coming up for Alistar, does he want to stay in 1v1? He is going to attempt this fight. He does activate, and look at that lifesteal. This is why AD Sion is so great come mid to late game on any map. He's going to be really strong, but the Nexus is ticking down. They have a 3-0 cap, and now 4-0, and that's going to be game in favor of LUMFMuffins.
Yep, that is going to be LUMFMuffins advancing out of the round of 16. LUMFMuffins is going to be going to the round of 8. And that was game 1. I really liked that Akali play. I thought ItzAJackel did a good job throughout that game, but the level of CC that there was on the other team made it really difficult for anyone to escape fights.